So hi everybody, and welcome to this webcast brought to you by Pureinsights and EMARKETER. My name is Martin Baton and I'm the Product Marketing Director at Pureinsights. In this session, we'll take a close look at the evolving landscape of AI-powered search and how it's transforming businesses. You'll hear firsthand from EMARKETER about the real-world challenges they encountered while implementing AI search and what then made them choose the Pureinsights Discovery Platform. We'll explore their journey from the decision-making process and implementation experience to the long-term possibilities AI search unlocks for their business. So whether you're considering AI search or actively exploring solutions, this webcast will give you valuable insights and practical advice. Okay, so let's get started and meet our speakers. So first up, we have Kamran Khan, CEO of Pureinsights. So Cam, could you tell us a bit about yourself, Pureinsights, and what inspired the development of the Discovery Platform?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Martin. And thank you, Dan, for agreeing to come on this webcast with us. Yeah, my name's Kamran Khan. I'm the CEO of Pureinsights. And my colleagues and I have been in and around search for many, many years. We've seen all of the search evolution since the late 90s all the way up until today, where AI has combined very well with search. We founded a company back in 2005 called Search Technologies. And the principal reason we founded that was that we were finding that people were investing in search platforms, but not actually implementing them and getting the value from those platforms. So we created a company to help people implement search. That company was very successful, grew to about 200 people, and was ultimately acquired by Accenture, where we had a great experience being the search practice for Accenture. We decided to start Pureinsights after Accenture because AI and search have come together in ways that really add value to search. And so today, our focus is on helping customers like eMarketer build solutions that really add value to their existing search applications. And you'll hear a lot about Discovery, a platform that we've built. We've seen that many customers have problems implementing search solutions, and those problems are common. So we built a platform that enables us to replicate the solution to those problems in a very easy way, which makes implementing search a lot easier, and especially AI search. So that's the background for Pureinsights, and you'll see a great implementation from eMarketer today.
Great, thanks Cameron, thanks. And next, Dan Van Dyke, VP of AI at eMarketer. So welcome, Dan. And please could you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about eMarketer and your role there?
Yeah, happy to. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. So I am, as you mentioned, the head of AI at eMarketer, which is a newly created role as of last year. eMarketer, for those who don't know, is a B2B market research firm. So we have over 100,000 seat holders that come to us for pressing answers to research questions, whether it's head of strategy asking to size out a market that they're going to break into, or a CMO who's looking to plan a media campaign or justify growing their budget. And so search on our platform is critical to delivering those answers to clients. And as we've evolved as a company, we've increasingly seen our trajectory moving from delivering different assets through keyword search, which we currently use Pureinsights to help us with, to starting to move up the hierarchy of needs to actually delivering answers with trusted search results cascading from those, and then ultimately moving closer and closer to the jobs to be done that our clients have. So helping them ultimately craft the email or put together the pitch deck is our final vision. And we engaged Pureinsights to help us through this transformation as an organization, knowing that we already had you as a trusted partner powering the search results that ultimately are behind 70% of the engagement that we have on our site. And I'm excited to share more about the journey and what worked, what was difficult, to help others as they consider doing the same.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thanks, Dan. So curious to know why you decided to implement the AI search. I mean, and what I mean by that is, what was the kind of the main business challenge or opportunity did you identify that led you to explore it at the very beginning?
Yeah, so there was one stat that was really sticking out to us. It was jumping off the page, which is something like 40% of searches resulted in no clicks. And as we investigated some common themes behind those searches, we were realizing that our clients were coming to us with complex queries that really went beyond the capabilities of keyword search through no failure of Pureinsights, but really just innate limitations of the technology, and missing potentially relevant assets, which is a mischance for not only engagement, but ultimately creating value for our clients that would justify them renewing or upselling to our latest and greatest offering. And so it was the desire to yield relevant insights that did exist, but that were buried in sort of a haystack of hundreds of reports or thousands of charts or tens of thousands of forecasts. Like all the great content that lived on our site is so difficult to parse through. And AI search, we saw a demo from Pureinsights, which was spun up on some of our public-facing free content that looks like a real solve for this need. And we evaluated a couple vendors, but ultimately we found that Pureinsights, we had the most trust really, because we had an existing relationship, so we knew that you all were good partners, and then B, we wanted our AI search offering to complement, not replace our keyword search. So keyword search triggers instantly. It's a great offering for clients who need a response in the moment, and we know attrition rates really drop off after latency. AI search results load second and are another way to experience content that could potentially surface assets that are missed, and the two work side by side. It's not one or the other. And so that's why Pureinsights was really the match to our needs.
Great. And how did you decide that the Pureinsights kind of discovery was the right fit for your needs, and kind of what stood out for you when you saw discovery?
Yeah, I mean, beyond the fact that it complemented our keyword offering, and that we trusted based off of the demo that you put together, that we could deliver this in a seamless way that sort of worked with our keyword results, where the user flow is that a client searches, and perhaps after this question would be a good place to run the demo video that I gave you. It's a 90-second video that kind of shows the experience. Client will search for a question. The AI search results will start to load. It takes a while because OpenAI's response takes a while. It's primarily on their end and a little bit on Pureinsights' end. And in the meantime, you get the keyword results, and then once that search query loads through AI search, it's served to the user as kind of the cherry on top. So being able to see the demo and then comparing against other key factors like, of course, pricing or any of the other needs that we have as an organization, like latency requirements, et cetera. We definitely did our due diligence and looking at the other vendors that are out there, and ultimately you all came out on top.
Great, perfect, thank you. And can I ask you about the implementation process as well then, Dan? I mean, maybe if you could walk us through your approach to adding AI search to your product offering. So, I mean, did you, for example, kind of take a phased approach for that, or did you go kind of all in at the very beginning, or?
We definitely took a phased approach. So the approach that we took was starting with kind of early evals. So evals, for those who don't know, are essential for a good RAG offering or a good AI offering in general. And what it looked like for us was we started with looking through our typical search queries and finding 30 searches that were kind of representative of what we expected clients to do, and then running those same queries again and again and again, passing over what we saw, what we needed to improve to Pureinsights. And I want to give a huge shout out to Ricardo Leon, who is our primary sort of point of contact on the engineering side and product side, as well as Adriana Morales, who turned around edits, so prompt engineering or boost to particular asset types, that made an improvement that we could see in the data. And so ultimately, once we passed the sort of first gate of based off those 30 results that I was grading along with one or two other people internally, we moved to employee testing. So we started with a batch of 5 people who ran 100 queries. graded according to multiple criteria, from accuracy to completeness to relevance to quality, on a low, medium, and high scale, and gave us their qualitative feedback as well, made some more tweaks. Third gate was employee or client testing. So we started with a beta group. All of this process took, I would say, maybe like 3 to 4 months. And we're just now fully launching. And the feedback that we've gotten has been almost universally quite positive. And that is a result of us doing those evals, passing it over to the Pureinsights team, and Pureinsights kind of hitting the ball that we tee up. So it was a really iterative partnership process that made a huge measurable result on quality.
Gotcha, thank you. And what functionality or features did Discovery enable for your customers that you couldn't offer before, bringing in Discovery?
So I would say a few things. I mentioned before that we want to move up the hierarchy of client needs from like giving assets to giving answers to getting to the deliverable that they're after and asking the question altogether. And so moving further that direction is what Discovery enabled from us. So we have we first delivered to clients kind of like a summarized answer with citations so that they can go deeper if they'd like. But we're also seeing clients using it in ways that go further, like write me an email that I'm going to send to my boss justifying why our marketing KPIs are actually ahead of industry benchmarks, or help me justify a new strategic push into the retail media market in Argentina with data. So allowing clients to kind of signal how they want to use that platform has been really great for us to get a deeper understanding of the core job to be done that we're serving, so that we can design around that use case further in the future. And that, I would say, is the core thing that Discovery has enabled for us that's been so transformative.
Fantastic, thanks. And Cameron, your thoughts. So what are some of the most common hurdles companies face when adopting AI search, and kind of how does Pureinsights help navigate those?
Yeah, I think Dan has touched on some of the hurdles that people don't anticipate as they've gone through their journey. And really, the hurdles are not that dissimilar to implementing a good search solution many years ago. AI search and search are very similar. It's quite easy to see RAG solutions built quite quickly. And in fact, we did that when we did the demonstration that Dan mentioned. But getting from there to production, people, I think, sometimes underestimate the amount of effort and organization that is required in order to take something that looks great at first value or at first sight and take that to production. So when Dan talked about the user testing and the turnaround from Pureinsights, that is an essential step that people need to understand has to happen. So when you see a demo that's RAG and it looks very impressive, the hurdle that you have to overcome is the organization and the testing and the chunking strategy and everything that is necessary to get to a production quality system that eMarketer has now launched. So that's one of the biggest hurdles. The other hurdle I would say is that the landscape out there is very confusing. I mean, every day there's a new change in a large language model or a new vector database or a new chunking strategy. And so it really takes a lot to understand what is the right set of technologies for my organization in order to get, again, to that production level system. And that's not just about picking an LLM or a vector database. It's more about what tools am I going to use? Do I have the developers to use the low-level tools that are out there in order to build this solution, or do I need something like Discovery that is higher level and allows you to develop faster and perhaps with less code than using some of these other tools? So I think the two things I would say is being organized like eMarketer was, and our help with eMarketer, from what Dan was saying, has helped a lot. And then also making sure that you're picking the right technologies for your organization and making sure that you test everything such that your users are going to have the same experience that eMarketer's users are having today.
Cool. Thank you, Cameron. And maybe, Dan, maybe I can just come back to you for a moment and just sort of say, your experience of working with Pureinsights and the implementation team. Were there any moments where their expertise kind of you felt made a big difference to what you were doing?
Yeah, I would say that the most impressive moment for me was when we were running the first batch of evals. Um, I probably passed over 20, 30 things that I wanted to optimize or tweak, which included my own feedback from our head of technology, head of product, head of engineering, others. And just seeing how quickly the team was able to implement solutions. Kamran mentioned all the chunking strategies, the prompt engineering, the boost that you can give to different asset types. Being able to lean on the Pureinsights team to match the technical solves to our kind of client-oriented needs that we could articulate was a great partnership that really, for me, demonstrated the value of a partner that works with you as opposed to kind of like developing a solution and walking away, which was part of the reason I believe I mentioned this before that we ultimately went with Pureinsights is we trusted that you'd be there through a successful rollout. And then, as we look ahead to the future too, as I'm seeing new capabilities emerge onto the market, synapses are connecting, and I'm thinking like, whoa, what if we had a reasoning model that could perform searches on our own? Or what if we served charts within the search experience? And so getting to the next evolution too has also allowed us to get a peek into Pureinsights capabilities and the fact that they're working with other partners and developing solutions and benefit from that expertise in moving from V1 to V2 eventually too.
Right. And then Dan, in terms of kind of challenges, lessons learned, I mean, were there any challenges? Did you encounter any challenges during the implementation process, and kind of how did you overcome them if you did?
Yeah, one challenge that stuck out was that accuracy means different things in different contexts and according to the asset type that you're serving. And I'll make that a little bit less abstract. So if we're answering a client question like, what is the market size for global VR headsets? That's relatively straightforward. Like we have forecasts that cover that. We could serve a forecast that's maybe 4 months, 6 months old, but it's the latest one. It's going to answer that question. If we're answering a question that's about, like what is the likelihood of a TikTok ban? That may have changed in the past week based off, developing news or the past hour or the past minute. And so the shelf life of different content types really differs. And so the approach that we took ultimately was to have a really clear picture in our head that accuracy is first and foremost the dimension we care about most. And we want to orient towards the asset types that will provide accurate answers, regardless of its shelf life, even if it means deprioritizing qualitative questions that we answer. So I would say having a clear understanding of what is the bedrock of your offering, what do you want to prioritize most, and realizing that there may be opportunity costs as you prioritize particular dimensions. You may see a decline in creativity, for instance. Is important to make sure that the service ultimately aligns to your stakeholders' needs and the needs of your clients.
Gotcha.
Yeah, actually, I had a quick question for you, Dan, regarding the implementation. So there's so many different technologies out there that can help you create vectors and LLMs. Can you share a little bit about how you went about landing on the LLM technology that you're using today at eMarketer? Was that something that you did with Pureinsights? Is that something that you'd already predetermined?
We went through the process of evaluating potential improvements to our existing keyword search with Pureinsights. There was a number of different recommendations. This is back, I believe, in early 2024, if not late 2023. And one of the possibilities was vector search. I liked vector search because although things like figuring out synonyms were point solutions to matching, for instance, all the different ways that a client could express like one keyword query in subtly similar ways that like don't return results. That felt not like a global solve to me. And it was a quicker win on kind of like the potential roadmap. Whereas vectorization is, really what underpins modern search engines like Google, even predating their shift into, large language models. And it's what allows for more relevant results ultimately that have greater contextual understanding. This was on our radar before Pureinsights had even recommended it. I worked with a data and analytics team member on like a chatbot proof of concepts that index all our articles. So we knew that this is a direction that we wanted to go, but seeing the demo from Pureinsights allowed us to go from abstract, medium to long-term possibility to we can do this right now, like as long as we move against it and factor in for evals. So that's kind of what flipped the switch for us.
Yeah, and we ultimately landed on OpenAI, right? That's the technology we're using in the background. So
that's correct. There are a lot of different providers out there. I think given all the uncertainty in the AI space, everybody's talking about Manus. As of a couple days ago, last week, everybody was talking about DeepSeek.
Yeah.
If you look at the benchmarks, there's a new leader like every week. It's Gemini's on top, Claude's on top, OpenAI's on top. We want to go with the largest provider. We want to go with the provider that is the most well-funded, the most likely to succeed in the space, and that is OpenAI for now. It may change in the future, but ultimately, de-risking is prudent in an environment that is so constantly shifting, and betting on kind of the lead horse in the race made sense for us.
Yeah, no, and that's as we've seen with other customers, it's horses for courses. It's, one platform might work well in your environment, and we've used Google Gemini in other environments, and that's an important thing, is to evaluate which of the models, both from a business and a technical perspective, are the right ones for you.
Mm-hmm. And we do use other models in like internal use cases. Like I think Claude is state of the art for chart OCR, for instance, which is like totally separate from what we're discussing, but really critical internally. And I think point well taken that like you should perform different evaluations from a model perspective. And Pureinsights has been very open to exploring that for us. So for instance, like we're looking at potentially switching to 4.0 mini to serve the related questions, decrease latency of overall results that are served. And that's another one of the key factors that we plan to work with Pureinsights to do in the future with us.
Right.
Cool. So folks listening into this webcast then, Dan, kind of looking back, is there anything you do differently or any advice you could give to somebody who's considering AI search at the moment?
I would say from the outset, plan to do an evaluation process, align with internal stakeholders on what the key dimensions are and what the trade-offs of prioritizing those dimensions are. It's not enough to say like we care about 4 things. It's like we care about this one, number 1. We care about this one, number 2, 3, 4. And then getting a lot of people testing to provide feedback so that you know what to anticipate, that you could set stakeholders' expectations, is definitely a good thing. If I could do anything differently, winding back time, I would say just planning for that from the outset, and then also being a little bit less nervous at the initial quality that you get, because quality is subjective. So when it was in initial pilots, like I felt a little cortisol spike when I first saw it, but based off the feedback that we passed over, we saw an enormous shift in quality. And then once we moved into production, we saw an enormous shift to quality there. And then as I think we plug in additional models that replace 4.0, which we're using currently in the future, we'll just naturally enjoy the benefits of LLMs getting smarter. So I'd maybe be less stressed, and I would just lean into evals from the outset.
Great. Okay. Thanks. Great insights there, Dan. Oh,
one other thing I want to make sure is, I'm not sure if we played the video yet. And for those who are tuning in, I want to provide a peek into our AI search. So Martin, would that be possible to queue that up, or Graham?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do that. No problem, Dan. That's
Sweet.
Yeah, that would be great.
Introducing AI Search, a faster, smarter way to research answers with eMarketer. With AI Search, you can type questions or prompts directly into the search bar to find a specific data point to use in a presentation, explore eMarketer research on market trends, or surface the chart or forecast you were looking for. But it doesn't just provide answers. AI Search can help you draft emails, return results using specific frameworks, and give a new perspective with suggested questions. The results are sourced exclusively from eMarketer research, so you can confidently use the results in your decks, pitches, emails, and strategies. Here are just a few examples of how eMarketer clients are using AI Search. A senior manager of client strategy and insights at an ad tech company uses AI Search to explore omni-channel opportunities for CPG brand marketers. A portfolio media manager at a CPG brand uses AI Search to determine how she is going to invest her ad spend dollars. The senior manager of business intelligence at an ad platform uses AI Search to understand the nuances of benchmarking CTV programs. And this agency account manager uses AI Search to help prepare pitches for their clients. AI Search is available exclusively to eMarketer Pro Plus subscribers, a faster, smarter way to navigate and contextualize eMarketer research.
So finally, guys, I'm kind of looking forward. A question for you, Dan. Then what impact will AI Search have for your customers and your business, do you think?
I think AI Search will move us deeper and deeper towards integrating in clients' workdays through less and less abstraction layers. So to put that in a little bit more clear and direct terms, if our client is looking to make a business case for breaking into a market and they're putting together a pitch deck, I want to be serving a pitch deck to them in the future. So exploring capabilities like function calling or the new agentic capabilities that are on the market, thanks to OpenAI's release yesterday, is something that we look forward to in the future. But in the near term, it really is that move up the client hierarchy of needs from a breadcrumb trail to an answer. I'm going to serve you assets that are related. Your job is to read through that, pluck out what's most relevant, tie it all back together into a format of your choosing, to I'm going to deliver an answer to you that is direct, that probably contains links back to assets that will provide additional color like charts, to I'm going to give you the email that you need to write. I'm going to give you the deck that you need to put together. Like that is where we're moving as an organization. We're really excited to partner with Pureinsights through realizing the next phase.
Great, thanks, Dan. And Kamran, if you could give one piece of advice to companies considering AI search, what would that be?
Well, look, the short answer is do it like eMarketer's done it. And by that, I mean, look, there's so many technologies out there. It's a very confusing landscape. We have seen many people build POCs and prototypes, but at this point, there's not that many people who've actually taken it through to production. I'm talking about AI search. And my advice would be exactly what eMarketer's done. Don't assume that it's plug and play. Make sure that you understand that this is a process, that you have to do the evals that Dan mentioned, that you have to look at the accuracy, you have to tune the models, you have to get the chunking strategy right. And so it's a lot, there's a lot more to it, but the value is fantastic once you get the right results, as I'm sure eMarketer will see in the coming weeks. And to do that, you've got to work with the right technologies and the right experts. You need to get the right expertise helping you move through that process. So basically, choosing the right technologies and making sure you're working with the right people and you have the right process to get to the end result, which is the production level AI search system.
Great, thanks, Kamran. So that brings us to the end of today's discussion. A huge thank you to Dan and Kamran for sharing their insights and experiences. So we hope this webcast has given you valuable takeaways on the power of AI search and how it can drive real business impact. If you'd like to learn more about the Discovery Platform or explore how AI search can benefit your organization, feel free to reach out to Pureinsights or connect with eMarketer to understand more about their offerings. So goodbye from Dan, Kamran, and myself. Thanks for joining us, and we appreciate your time and interest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.